Right. And am I correct that we're seeing this phenomenon of hurricanes that kind of slow down or stall as they reach coastal areas? That was certainly Harvey, and Florence, I think, was kind of the same way.
Dorian was another
Dorian.
tragic example, and there's many, many more. And yes, I mean, I'm actually one of the authors on those papers that suggest that there is a general slowing down of what we call translation speed, which is really just how fast a storm moves from point A to point B across the ground. And we actually have a relatively straightforward hypothesis for why this would be true. It's still something that needs more study, but first, I mean, the work that I've done shows that in the observational data, we can identify this slowing down. Um, and then if we want to start thinking about what is the physics behind this, one sort of practical explanation is that the Earth is not being warmed by greenhouse gases uniformly. The higher latitudes are warming more quickly than the lower latitudes, and this is called Arctic amplification. And that's very well understood and well known. So, what drives the steering winds that carry a storm from point A to point B, and think of these storms as corks in a stream, they just go where their environmental wind tells them to go, or carries them. Maybe that's a better way to say it. So, those winds, the strength of those winds depends on the temperature difference between low latitudes and high latitudes. The temperature difference between low and high latitudes gives you a pressure difference between those two, which drives the winds. This is very, very fundamental meteorology 101. So it's very, very easy to make an argument that if you are reducing that temperature difference from pole to lower latitudes, then you are reducing the strength of the winds in those regions. And since storms are just carried in those winds, it stands to reason that they would be slowing down. And that's what the data suggests. And that's actually now, after that work that we did some years ago, many people have explored it further using models. And although the results are mixed, generally speaking, they do find that in these numerical simulations, they see a slowing down of these storms, of their translation speed, not their wind speed. Yeah, big difference.